corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 18 wins and 8 losses. He stands 177 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 65.8 kilograms. Representing Kaizal Kaya team and fighting out of Kyrgyzstan, please welcome the challenger, Nemat Abdrashitov. And now, introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, this man is a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 13 wins and 1 defeat. He stands 173 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 65.7 kilograms. Representing Bali MMA and fighting out of Russia, please welcome the reigning, defending, undisputed Brave Combat Federation featherweight champion of the world, Roman Bogatov. For fighter instructions, the Vanilla Gorilla, Aaron Wallace.
Gentlemen, both know the rules. Going to have a clean fight. Protect yourselves at all times. You will obey my commands at all times. If you want to touch gloves, do it now. Come back to your corners. About fighting.
Tail of the tape, you can see the champion, 32 years of age. Height advantage goes to Nemat Abdrashitov, world title time. And when you have a fight of this magnitude, you need a referee of this magnitude. From Ballyclare to Bahrain, the Vanilla Gorilla, Aaron Wallace, gets us started.
Phil, this is a title fight. This is a 5-round fight. Roman Bogatov wants it to go long. Nemat Eagle Abdrashitov wants to end it quickly.
As we've said many times in the build-up, it is endurance versus explosivity. Bogatov needs to be careful when he's pawing out the jab. Those fingers are outstretched. Changing levels, catches Abdrashitov in the middle. Oh, that's huge for Nemat Abdrashitov.
That was shut down hard.
He may try and work into a guillotine, and at this stage of the fight, when both fighters are dry, this could be huge. He's putting everything into this.
There's a huge squeeze there.
If Bogatov doesn't tap, he's in danger of going out. Aaron Wallace taking a long, hard look at this.
I'm seeing some pressure. I'm seeing a lot of pressure, Phil. There's a lot of pressure on that neck. He may be out.
We can't quite see at this stage. Is Bogatov?
I think he's out, Phil. I think he's out, Phil.
I think he might be out.
No, he's still in it.
How is he still in this?
What a beast.
That is ridiculous. And pops right back up and uncorks a knee. Is Nemat Abdrashitov perhaps guilty of burning out the arms because he put everything into that? Great work from Aaron Wallace. He was at a very difficult angle because both arms of Bogatov were in tight.
Very slick strategy by Roman Bogatov.
What a
conserved his energy, didn't move at all. Knew he wasn't going to go out.
Abdrashitov does have 2 wins by guillotine on his ledger. Very dangerous in that regard. Loves a choke. 5 of his 7 submission wins coming by way of choke. Right. You wonder, what does this do to the game plan of Roman Bogatov? He's been in deep in the guillotine. Does he become a little bit more gun-shy with regards to the takedown, or does he just need to tighten it up a little bit?
So far, I think he can be very confident with what he's shown. He got stuck in a pretty deep submission, was absolutely, I think, fine with it. Just bided his time, waited, conserved his energy, and then tried to explode when it was over.
Another telling factor could be the fact that Nemat Abdrashitov has never gone to a 4th or 5th championship round in his career. Doubling up on the jab hook combination. Not far away with a nice shovel uppercut was Roman Bogatov.
Roman, I think, throwing those shots more to get in close than for full effect. And there you saw it. Does not have the hands together quite yet. They may be together now. We don't have a perfect view.
He's creeping just down. I think he's more so trying to lace up a leg than he is trying to connect the hands.
Maybe a leg shelf coming. There it is.
Head on the outside. Abdrashitov doing the right thing by trying to push the head down, but if the legs are above the point of the hips, it's very, very difficult for him to get any kind of physical momentum. Hands connected by Bogotov.
Got the back and a hook.
He's got one hook in. That's a cheeky little fence grab by Nemat Abdrashitov. Both hooks are now in. May switch to the body triangle.
Two hooks, Brave Nation.
This is a dangerous position.
Maybe switching to a figure four in the body, to the body triangle.
If he's going to switch to that figure four, he needs to do it on the other side, as Nemat Abdrashitov has done the right thing by rolling to the side it would be locked on to alleviate some of the pressure.
Abdrashitov wisely was trying to get to that fence to stop the feet from connecting, was unable to.
Bogotov trying to free a hand now and is just going to pepper Abdrashitov actually looked back and almost gave him the neck there. Dangerous game to play with Roman Bogatov, who himself has 5 wins by way of submission.
Bogotov may try and transition to top mount.
But right now, knowing that Bogotov has the type of gas tank he has, he may be happy just to stay in this position and wear on Nemat Abdrashitov. You can see he's trying to sneak that arm underneath the chin, Carrick.
That body triangle, Brave Nation, is wearing.
Nemat
It's going to be a scramble. Who comes out of this on top?
Oh, Nemat Abdrashitov on top now.
Eagle lands on top. Big confidence boost for him. Had his back taken for an extended period. Was able to survive that without being in much danger. Actually threw some shots back over his shoulder. Ends up on top, but it's now incumbent on him to do something with it.
Needs to be wary of giving beautiful up kick from Bogotov, but he's eating some big hammer fists, and that is the first round in the books. Carrick, where do you even go? Second of a potential 5. As this is a championship fight scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds.
Interesting. Nemat throwing a jab to the body, and then I was going to say something high is going to follow.
That was a clean head kick, and Roman Bogotov acting like a Terminator out here, just eating shots.
Bogotov might have wanted to set that double up a little bit more.
And ladies and gentlemen, let it be known that the #1 contender, the man who will fight the winner of this bout, Omar Solomonov, is in the building.
Having just won the main event at Brave Combat Federation 71 4 days ago. Nemat had luck, Phil, with that jab to the body. I think he's going to try it again.
And the thing is, if you go to the body with the jab, what does that open up? Opens up the upstairs.
Followed up with a left high kick the first time. I'd expect to see that straight right to the head following up the second time.
Bogotov, you can just feel he's like a coiled spring. The champion always has something aggressive in the locker. It's almost like he's trying to counter, just waiting.
Interesting to see the eagle shift. Doesn't do that a lot. Fights out of an orthodox stance. We saw him very briefly southpaw.
Bogotov needs to be careful. You see when he's coming forward like that, switching stances, he ends up very, very square. Needs to be careful when he's doing that. Big shot over the top.
Missed, but barely.
You see what I mean when he steps forward like that, when he does that switch from orthodox to southpaw? Oh, it's a big 1-2. Was that hook? Sorry, hook straight combination from Nemat Abdrashitov.
Nemat seems to be coming into his own in this round too, Phil.
The inevitable takedown from Roman Bogotov. Taking the back again. More of a schoolyard headlock. The submission from this position would be a bulldog choke, but it is very, very rare in professional mixed martial arts. Just as I say that, Bogotov transitions, coming more side on than back facing.
Shelved one leg. He's got one ankle, the far ankle controlled. He may try and pick it with 2 hands and then complete the takedown.
Abdrashitov thought about elbows from that position. There's one. This is the thing in this position, and it's something that Chael Sonnen has talked about ad nauseum. When you commit to a takedown like the likes of a single or double that you're not quite getting, you have to commit both hands, and in doing so expose the head.
You can defend against that typically with good head position. That head is actually just a little out of position, but less than an inch.
There's the back take again from Bogatov.
Quick as can be.
Has a lot more time with which to work. Could switch the head-on triangle in this position. Slight impediment of the cage, but Bogatov has an incredible squeeze. You can see he's trying to isolate that arm.
Gave up on that. Looking for greener pastures now. Might take an arm, a leg.
And the game plan of Bogatov may be to take Nemat Abdrashitov into the deep water, somewhere he's never been before. Rounds 4 and 5, and see if his gas tank holds up, because we know that Bogatov's will.
Looking for a Darce here. Let it go, looking for a cradle now.
Last minute of the second round. Bogatov in a very strong position. Has the presence of mind and cage calm to look over at his corner, take in the instruction.
Not typically a lot you can do from a cradle in this sport, but it can tire your opponent out.
He would need to release it and hit the likes of an arm and guillotine, but Nemat Abdrashitov, much like he did in the first round, is finishing on top, but side-on guillotine, doesn't have the guillotine guard in. Both these men wrestling with a bit of a headlock each.
Nemat's going to look for something big in this, the final 20 seconds of round 2.
Abdrashitov has the cradle position. Kieran, what I want to ask you is, so Nemat Abdrashitov has finished both rounds on top, but aesthetically, yes, it looks good, but is it enough at this stage of a fight to be awarded a round?
Phil, I found the first round razor sharp. I called it for Roman Bogotov. I found
seeing that championship status against Nemat Abdrashitov, the challenger, the man who's currently riding a 6-fight win streak.
The Eagle is stalking.
That's a
beautiful
huge leg
kick.
He almost kicked Roman Bogotov into position for the hook, but Bogotov with a fantastic jab of his own. Bogotov needs to be careful of pawing out when he's trying to land that knee. Oh, huge 1-2!
Huge shot, he's wobbled.
And right now, I wouldn't go chasing. Step off. You've wobbled him. Let him up.
At this point, Nemat wants to stand back and call his opponent up. He's got several seconds to try and ring that bell hard, and it will have cleared.
The adrenaline pump is high. He's trying to look for the head-on triangle. He needs to jump across the body. Bogotov doing just enough to create space for himself. If Abdrashitov can skip through to side control, this is a very, very dangerous position.
He's working his way through.
Oh, there it is. This is tight, Kieran.
It's tight.
How long can champion Roman Bogotov hang on? Palm-to-palm grip for Nemat Abdrashitov.
Inside a closed guard, this is a much, we got inside a half guard, it is a much harder submission to finish. Nemat gave up on it, was not able to maintain side control.
And look already at the swelling of the left eye of Roman Bogotov. Perhaps a little bit of a rush of blood to the head there and chasing Roman Bogotov on.
Nemat Abdrashitov doing a good job of keeping his opponent smushed tight near the fence, but not so pushed up against it that Roman is allowed to, or is able to, rise up to standing. Excellent mixed martial arts wrestling in front of us here.
One of the lesser known technical terms in mixed martial arts there, smooshed against the cage.
Smushed near the cage.
Beautiful work, Kieran. Nemat transitions beautifully into mount. Could try and roll into a triangle.
Got to control that head or it's not going to work.
Also needs to get that left leg flush across the shoulders. Doesn't quite have the angle for it. He slipped out. Bogotov will not be denied. 2.5 minutes left in the third point, midway point of the round, and indeed the fight Roman Bogotov needs to go to work right now if he wants to claim back this round. That knockdown was absolutely huge for Nemat Abdrashitov.
Bogotov in physical ascendance.
You
If
wonder,
not strategic.
you wonder if Bogotov's going to try and jump on a guillotine here.
Not close yet.
But this is good for Nemat Abdrashitov. Just needs to keep the striking nice and clean, nice and refined.
Very smart of Roman to attack the body. Part of his strategy, I believe, is those deep water rounds, the championship rounds. Hit the body, hit the body, hit the body. Rounds 4 and 5 are that much longer.
Watch out for a knee here from either man. Abdrashitov could just pull back, plumb clinch and pop a knee right up the center. At least he gets back away from the cage, does Nemat Abdrashitov. Good shot over the top again. Heavy, heavy sprawl from Abdrashitov. Forces Bogotov to release the grip of the single. Abdrashitov needs to keep turning the corner.
Roman back at it, attacking that body.
Oh, that's a good knee to the midsection.
Wide shot, readily slipped. In on that single.
Doesn't turn the corner on it, but puts Abdrashitov on his backside.
Abdrashitov's got that body lock. Is an option to reverse here.
Again, he really needs to do something super proactive at this stage. You think about it, he's been knocked down. He was in a deep head arm triangle choke.
Bogotov moving into half guard. That arm is trapped. He's quickly moving to the side where he's out of severe danger of anything, at least getting sweeped. Bogotov standing on top. As you said though, Phil, he needs to do something big to pull this round back. He's chipping away. He needs an explosion.
Nice elbow through from Bogotov there.
Phil, that elbow opened a cut. Third round, Phil, you see for the Eagle or for Roman?
Bogotov, that's going to give you a little bit of an extra kick, a little bit more pep in your step now that you've seen that you've hurt the challenger.
Nemat Abdrashitov, welcome to deep waters for the very first time.
And if you're Roman Bogotov, is the cut something that you're going to start really zeroing in on and using that as almost like a little bit of a magnet, your fists, your knees, and your shins, trying to find that target every time?
Right now, Phil, he has continued to try and attack the body in an attempt to sap his opponent of strength.
Abdrashitov's getting through with big shots. Nice leaping hook from the champion. Champion growing into the fight. Deep, uncharted waters for Nemat, the Eagle, Abdrashitov. And Eagles are used to flying. They're not used to having to swim in deep waters. Good sprawl, but Roman Bogotov with a big knee.
I thought momentarily, Phil, that it was Bogotov who was open.
Oh, that cut is starting to impede the vision. You can see him wiping at it. The blood may be red, but that's acting like a red rag to a bull. That is the champion, Roman Bogotov.
Nemat fighting back valiantly.
And you can see him continually wiping at that eye. It is undeniably an impediment to his vision. Another nice short elbow from Bogotov, and he needs a shot too, but oh, 1-2 from Bogotov.
Standing on the inside. I think Philly's in a great deal of danger standing and trading like that. Maybe knows something I don't.
But now he's in danger of having his back taken by Nemat Abdrashitov.
He's pulling in on that single. Gonna shortly pull that arm out. Try and pop back up to standing. Maybe catching his breath momentarily.
Vice-like grip.
Dog in a bone with that single leg.
Yep. They turn into Abdrashitov.
Turning in, but that single maybe pulling his opponent into a top mount.
Abdrashitov needs to be Bogatov needs to be wary of having his head in that position.
Abdrashitov, underhook on the far side, trying to flatten his opponent out. Sprawl that leg back. And then proceed to side control, mount, or conceivably stay in top half guard and start to rain some shots down.
Midway point of the fourth round, and incredibly close fight. Bogatov flat backing a little bit. That's not a great sign.
Thiegel now in full top side control, Brave Nation.
May try and knee slide in the mount. Doesn't want to put himself inadvertently into a crucifix position. Nice work to switch to scarf when he felt Bogatov trying to dig in.
Roman has the beginnings of a frame on that head. He's got an arm scissored. He's likely going to try and throw some elbows, but with the head facing that way, they are not available.
Nice work by Abdrashitov. Good positional dominance. I'd like to see him be a little bit more active with some strikes. Maybe trying to gift wrap.
Abdrashitov returning to a more conventional wrestling ride than a typical jiu-jitsu MMA position.
Watch the right knee of Abdrashitov. As soon as he stretches that out to get rid of the grapevine, he may look to slide that through for knee on belly and then the mount. Abdrashitov seems to be happy just to take this position.
Less than a minute remaining in this round, Brave Nation.
That cut is really leaking.
Doctor has examined it. Both the depth and the position of the cut are not dangerous in terms of a fighter's long-term health.
It's all flat backing a little bit here. Needs to turn to a hip. Needs to get his right hip pinned on the mat, scoot his backside out, shrimp back in. Turning away is a risky position. You risk giving up the back. Strong finish in the fourth round for Nemat Abdrashitov. See if he can free up an elbow. Tried the elbow. The momentum almost carried him through to give it up his back. And
that said, Phil, these corners only have their own opinion. I believe right now that both corners have told both fighters, you have to win this round. If you lose this round, you could lose this fight. I think that's how they're going to fight. They're not going to go crazy. They're not going to get knocked out, but they're going to fight their hearts out to win this, the final round in the final fight of Brave Combat Federation 72 here in Combat Kingdom.
Nice little bit of dirty boxing there from Roman Bogatov, but Nemat Abdrashitov chewing up that lead leg. I want to see if Bogatov's going for the takedowns. I want to see him set them up a little bit more. There's a big knee to the head, and that's opened up a cut. That big knee has opened up a massive cut.
Turnaround is fair play.
Both these fighters bloody and
unbowed.
I was going to say bloodied and beaten, but that would not be the case. Neither of these men are beaten yet. Absolute warrior hearts shown by both men.
This fight, Brave Nation, is a testament to human will. You take the average person, even the average athlete, and you stand them in these television lights for 5 rounds, and they're going to be tired. You have them fight like this for now approaching 25 minutes. It is a testament to human endurance.
Nemat Abdrashitov for the first time going into championship rounds, and he has coped brilliantly.
Roman settling back on his heels. I'm not quite sure why. There he goes, back on his toes, moving forward.
These are huge knees. Bogatov running on pure heart right now. Again, it speaks to just how good his wrestling is that he can throw these takedowns slightly telegraphed, slightly naked, no setup, and still catch some of them. It's just relentlessness. It speaks to his indomitable spirit, his unbreakable will.
It's part of his methodology, Phil. Methodology, ordinarily a fighter will try and get in deep on the hips. He gets a little part of a hip, he gets a little bit of the leg, and he just moves it forward, and that's what you see.
If Bogatov can solidify the position here and land some heavy, heavy shots, but needs to be wary. Abdrashitov trying to get on that figure four grip.
Doesn't get the grip, he may get the elbow.
Bogatov could take the back here if he spins quick enough. His head is on the inside. That's a dangerous position. Would be more advantageous to be on the outside if he were to take the back.
Nemat trying to take what's available to him in terms of punches.
And again,
he's looking for a shot, thinking about the overhook.
And it's not a complete position for either man right now.
The greater vulnerability being striked is by Bogatov, although Bogatov has the higher upside here. He's sacrificing his body a little bit for the greater good in this fight. Got one leg shelved, got that far ankle, he's going to go for the far knee, try and drive his opponent to his back, posture back, and land some significant shots.
Abdrashitov has his back against the cage right now, may try and wall walk up. Oh, there's the back take from Bogatov, but in doing so, sacrifice the position a little bit. Let's Nemat Abdrashitov up. 1 minute or so left in what is an incredible main event bout here at Brave Combat Federation 72, live from Combat Kingdom, Bahrain. Again, Bogatov in. He finds himself in these positions that aren't quite dominant, aren't quite vulnerable. They're kind of like the nether realm of takedowns.
Well put, Phil.
Great use of the wizard by Abdrashitov.
But as always with Roman, nothing is quite as it seems. You think you've stopped him, you haven't.
30 seconds to go. Who wants it more? Who?
Something big right here, Brave Nation. Could take the entire round and conceivably the entire fight. The fighters' corners are excoriating them to attack and attack and attack.
Heavy, heavy hips from Nemat Abdrashitov. He's landing the big shots, but Bogatov.
The corners know. The judges want to see something big. And that is that. 5 rounds of action in the Brave Combat Federation cage.
What an incredible main event we had right here at Brave CF 72. After 5 hard-fought rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard. Your first judge scores about 50-45. Your next judge scores about 49-46. And your next judge scores about 48-47 for unanimous decision victory. And now, Brave Combat Federation Featherweight Champion of the World from Kyrgyzstan, Nemat